All right. Hey guys, welcome to our Sunday night power plan. I almost called it Monday night. Um, I will warn you that I have been in boot camp mode literally all day. So I'm a little sassy. Just throwing that out there. So I just had a little talk with myself and Jesus before it came time for this to be like, wow, simmer down. This is power planning. It's a little bit different than boot camp mode. But hey, maybe you need some of that loving too. I don't know. Okay, so before we dive into what's coming for this week, we need to figure out where we are in life, because if you don't know where you are, you don't know how to get to where you want to go. So we're going to start off with rate of run, and we had an auto ship run today. So we now have one auto ship left for the month. So I need you all to use your second device if possible and go into your cloud. If you don't have a second device while we're doing this, it's okay. Just listen to how we're doing it. And then when this is put onto the YouTube, you can go back and watch it and listen using your device, because rate of run is really, really important to know how to do. So you're going to get logged into your cloud. And right there on that very main page, you're going to scroll down to where you see it says business dashboard. And then below it says business snapshot. Click on the arrow next to business snapshot. The first box that it's going to pop down is a lighter color of gray, and it's called qualifications. Look in that box to where you see it says current QV. QV is your qualified volume. So when you think about qualifying for something, that's like qualifying for a trip, qualifying for a ring. Maybe it's 4K, maybe it's 12K. So QV is your qualifying volume. You're going to take that dollar amount that you see right now, and you're going to divide it by 20, because today is the 20th day of the month. Oh, I need to open my chat real quick. Make sure I keep my eyes on that. Okay. Hi, Glenna Brown invited me. Happy. Well, hello, Kimberly. I'm glad that Glenna invited you. Good job, Glenna. Invite all the people. Okay. So you're going to divide it by 20 because today is the 20th day of the month. And so you're now looking at a much smaller number. The number that you are looking at is the daily average of volume that you and your team have done. So you haven't done that number every day, obviously. Some you've done more, some you've done less, but that's what you're averaging out. That's what your effort is averaging out. So when I say your qualifying volume, that is you, any promoter signed up under you, any promoter that signed up under that promoter, so on and so forth, any customer you brought on, any customer referral that they've brought on, of all those promoters under you, any customers that they have, that all those numbers come into that qualified volume. So now you're going to take your smaller number, your daily average, and you're going to multiply it by 31, because there are 31 days this month. So now that we know our daily average, if we take that daily average and we multiply it by how many days we have, you're now looking at a new number. This new number is what you are estimated, projected to end the month at. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed by any means. So please don't anyone take your rate of run as a guarantee. It also isn't a curse. If it's not where you want to be, it's not the end of the world. Today is the 20th. We have 11 solid days left before the end of the month that you can change that volume. And if some of you are like, yeah, she's crazy, I can't do that in 11 days. Think of the magic that happens in the last 24 to 48 hours of business. If you put forth that effort for 11 solid days, I'm not even sure what could happen, to be honest with you. I maybe crash the cloud. I have no idea. Amazing things could happen. So I always like to start with rate of run. For those of you that are new, because I do see some new faces on here. The reason rate of run, I think, is so important, more so than your rank, sorry, Paul and Jason, is because you are in business. And in business, every penny counts. Every penny you make, every penny you lose, it all counts. And so if you are only focused on 4K, 12K, 40K, and you are not looking at the journey that it takes to get there, and you're not celebrating yourself along the way and or correcting your mistakes along the way, you'll never get there. 12K to 40K is a big jump. 40 to 80, big jump. 80 to 200, huge jump. And so if you're not tracking and you're not celebrating, say 37K or 69K, like, come on, that's big volume. That is worth celebrating. And it's also worth tracking, because you're going to see. So let's say you did 37 last month and now you're looking at 32. Something happened there. What happened? You have to figure that out. Only you know. It's your team, it's your numbers. And so based on what happened, can you fix it? Can you not make that mistake next month? So on and so forth. And there's a million variables to it, but that's business. And if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. So just like how when you go, like let's say you pull up Google and you want Google to tell you how to get somewhere. Like let's say you want, so I live in Ohio. So let's say I put in Google Cincinnati's, the Reds stadium. Like I want to go watch a Reds ball game. Google doesn't just start telling me how to get there. Google says, where are you now? Right? Google's like, should I use your current location? Or do you have a different location you're going to start from? Because Google can't tell me how to get there if it doesn't know where I am. So same, if you're like, I'm going to get to 12K, but I ask you what your rate of run is, and you're like, I don't know. Well, then how are you going to get there? How are we going to help you get there? You have to know where you are. And I mean, I check my rate of run all the time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Every business out there checks their numbers all the time. I'm not an accountant. I do not have an accountant's mind. But I think numbers are very, very important when it comes to your business. So we always start with rate of run. Again, take that number with a grain of salt. Don't let it curse you. Let it motivate you. Let it give you some direction. Let it maybe correct some of your behavior. Maybe that number has gone down and you're like, dang, I took a couple weeks off last month and now it's showing up. That's the tricky thing with business. If you take a week off now, you're not going to feel that right away, but it will catch up to you down the road. So that's why I think rate of run is so important. Okay, so with that, the next thing I want to make sure we talk about today, like I said, today is an auto ship day. So we have one auto ship left for the month, and I want to make sure that we all know who our auto ship customers are, and that we all take the time to talk to those people before that order goes. So to do that, you're going to get logged back into your cloud if you got logged out. If not, you're right where you belong. This time though, you need to go to the big menu because you need to go to the My Team button. From My Team, you're going to click My Customers, and then at the very top where it says customer number, customer name, email, you're going to scroll all the way to the right where it says next auto ship. In that actual box, click it twice. It's going to populate it by date for you. So look for anybody that says 325. If anyone has a 325-2022 auto ship, you need to write their name down. Put them on your list for tomorrow. Now, on your 54321, where do they fall? They fall in the follow-up category. That's already an existing customer. So you're going to put them in the follow-up category, but you're going to follow up with them, A, about their life, B, about their current Thrive experience, and C, about the fact that their auto ship is coming. And please do it in that order. Don't attack them about their auto ship. Don't just be like, hey, there's an auto ship coming out, just sending you a reminder. Find out, are they having a good Thrive experience? First of all, what's going on in their life? Are they stressed out of their mind? Are they on vacation? You know, what's going on? Peek on their social media, peek into their stories. Go back into your messenger or your text. What did you guys talk about the last time? Pick up where you left off. Maybe the last time you talked to them, they were like, yeah, I'm doing great. Everything's fine. Sorry, I've got to go. I just, took my mom to the hospital. I don't know, just throwing stuff out there. Like, hey, whatever happened with your mom? Is everything okay? Peek at their social media, make sure she's okay. Talk to them. And then, let's say, yeah, mom's okay, but now she's home and I have to take care of her. Wow, your stress levels have got to be going through the roof. Are you sleeping good? Are you, do you need a little extra boost in your energy since you're taking care of someone now? Are you stressed out of your mind? Get the conversation going, because now you can guide them. Hey, your next auto ship's coming out on the 25th. Do you want me to add Thirst? Do you want me to swap out your DFT for Black Label? When you take it to the human level of what we do, we sell a product that helps people. So if you can find out what help they need, you can actually be very successful making recommendations for them based on their current issues or problems or whatever. So that's why it's so important not to wait until the night before and be like, oh, hey, auto ship's coming out tomorrow. Like, nobody likes that message. So anyone who you found in the My Team button under My Customers, scroll all the way to the far right, sort it by next auto ship, look for 325. And then while you're at it, if you want, you can go ahead and write down your April 5th people. And I will say why just because there are so many new people on here. Let's say you're having the conversation. We'll go back to the lady with her mom, and maybe she's like, wow, just for a week, I didn't even think about Thrive. I had too much. I don't need my auto ship this week. Okay, no problem. We can change that date. What date works best for you? The next time I can have it come out is April 5th. Would that be okay? Like, don't panic and think that they're going to drop off the face of the earth. Just do good customer service. I know I preach the same things every single week, and sometimes I feel like a broken record, but I hope it's sinking in with everyone. Your customers, especially your auto ship customers, they are your bread and butter. You have got to take care of them. And you know what else? The other group of people that fall into that category, that I think it's really easy for us to forget about are our non-promoting promoters. They don't have to auto ship, so they're not showing up on a report. But your non-promoting promoters are people who love Thrive. They loved it so much that they clicked the promoter button once in their life. Maybe they clicked it for a deal. Maybe they clicked it because they thought they were going to promote. For whatever reason, they're still in your downline. They show up in your reports, and they need your attention too. I say this a lot, but you guys, and I know you know because you're on my Zoom tonight. You know when you get a Lavelle email or a Lavelle text, you're like, oh, what is it? You're so excited and you're ready to read about it and you want to know. Okay, that's us. The rest of the world doesn't operate that way. They may have unsubscribed at this point. They may have so many unopened Lavelle emails that it just doesn't even register with them. So your non-promoting promoters and your customer list, they need to hear from you. They need to find out from you what's going on. What do you have that could help them? And again, that goes back to you knowing your customers or your non-promoting promoters. So I know a lot of people are like, I have trouble talking to people, or I have trouble meeting new people. Well, start with what you already have. There's a quote, and why can I never remember the exact quotes when we're on here? But it's something about like, if you're a good steward of what you already have, you will be given more. But if you can't take care of what you have, God's not going to give you the next step yet. So if you're like, man, where are all my new customers? Ask yourself, where are your existing customers? Are they on a sheet of paper somewhere that reminds you to reach out to them on a consistent basis? Are they getting thank you cards from you? Are you checking in on them? Are you, shooting credits their direction every now and then? Are you asking them if there's anyone that they know that would like to thrive so that you can help them thrive for free? Because if you're not doing all of those things, what makes you think you're going to be ready for more customers? Same with the non-promoting promoters. Whenever I say the word customer, please think of your non-promoting promoters. Okay. And then on the exact flip side of that, if you are like, where's my new team? Well, where is your existing team? When was the last time you talked to them? And I don't just mean like the rock stars on your team. I don't mean the people who are getting the shout outs because of a new customer. What about the other people who are on your team? When was the last time you poured into them? When was the last time you talked to them? Can someone send me? It's in your cloud. It's in the, if you go into the cloud under your resources, it's under training materials, resources. Hang on. I know this by heart, but now that I'm saying it and, on TV with people, I'm screwing up here. So it's under resources. Yep. Training materials. Okay. I had it. And then I like the one, there's a couple to pick from there. I like the one that says income producing planner. That's the one that has the lines on it, where you can actually write people's names. So it's a PDF. So you can email that to yourself and print it at work, or you can print it maybe at home, all that stuff. But yeah. So I'm glad you said that. So for all you new people who are like, what is she talking about? This 54321 sheet. This is in your cloud under resources, under training material. It's called income producing activities. So when you print this bad boy off, don't just print off one, print off a month or two worth, like have them with you, because like today, what I've been doing to work on today, I've gone back 5 weeks, and I'm looking, who did I reach out to 5 weeks ago? And is it time for me to talk to them again? So sometimes you're going to talk to somebody and they're going to say, I'm going on vacation. Let's pick back up where we left off in 2 weeks. Well, okay, go ahead and put them on your list for 2 weeks from now. But sometimes you just have to go back through. I've used the example of the gal that got the puppy. Now's a great time to follow up with somebody that got a puppy. Maybe somebody got a new job. Maybe somebody had a new baby. Maybe somebody moved. There's all kinds of reasons to follow up with people. Maybe it's just been 5 weeks since you talked to somebody and you're just following up with them. That's why these sheets, to me, the ones with the lines, you see, for you newbies, the ones that actually have lines for you to write people's names, that's so important. They have a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 where it's just like a checklist. And it's really easy to go through and be like, check, I talked to somebody. Okay, great. Who would shock out? That's completely useless. They should probably actually pull it out of the cloud. Someone call Paul, let him know. Anyway, okay. So moving forward for this upcoming week then, what I like to do, and this is just me, you guys do whatever, but what I like to do is I look at the week. Obviously we have that auto ship on Friday. So that's one of my first things I look at. And now I started going back through my old 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheets or my old list of reach outs, and I start moving some names forward. Follow-up wise, so follow-ups, these are people who, did you send out any samples last week? If you did, A, are they in a chat with someone? B, what day are they on? And or are they going to be starting on? Because I love that when you deliver someone a sample, they're like, I'm going to wait till Monday. Everyone waits till Monday. I'm like, why wait till Monday? Feel good on Saturday. Well, I'm going to be drinking. All the more reason, start your Thrive. You feel better. No one believes this till they start. And then when it comes to your social media, that number 3 on the chart, I just go ahead and start thinking like, social media for Monday, it could be Makeover Monday, Motivational Monday. So really what I do now with mine is I just put number 1 to me is a reel. Number 2 to me is my story. And number 3, it says FB/IG. So next to the reel, I will put hash marks. Like maybe I do 1 or 3 reels a day. Next to my stories, it could be a couple stories. It could be 8 stories. It depends on how chatty Cathy I am for the day. Facebook and Instagram. If I post something on Facebook, I post it on Instagram. I might change the wording some, maybe filter the picture for Insta, like, would it be artsy fartsy, whatever. But I keep track of that on my list too. And yes, it's repetitive. And yes, I do it every day, but I'm telling you, there are still some days where I'm like, holy crap, it's 2 o'clock. I haven't done a reel yet. Right? Like life happens. Everybody has a life. Everyone has a job. Everyone has kids. Everyone has pets. Everyone has parents. Everyone has broken water pipes. Like, I don't know. We all have stuff. So to me, that's why it's so important. Jacqueline, can you repeat this? Yeah. So on social media where it says, so originally where it says social media post 1, 2, 3, they're just encouraging you to do at least 3 somethings on social media. So I used to be like, wow, I made 3 posts today. Good for me. But now I put on number 1, reel. So reel or TikTok, whatever you're into. Number 2 it's stories, which if I do a Facebook story, or an Instagram story, I also copy it over to Facebook. And then I have FBIG. So if I make a post or I do a live, or what else do we do on Facebook? I don't know, whatever. But that way I keep track that. So to me, it's not like, are you going to do a reel today? It's like, no, Tammy, you did a reel. How many did you do? Are you going to do a story today? No, girl, you're doing stories today. How many did you do? And I actually will make myself a note too. Like if I do a poll, because you guys probably all relate to this. If I do a poll Monday afternoon at 3, it's going to go away Tuesday afternoon at 3. And somewhere between there, I'm going to completely blank that it's Tuesday at 3. So I remind myself, like if I make a poll on Monday, I put a note on Tuesday, check your poll, before a certain time. Because there's no sense in having a poll if you're not going to go in and see who answered it and comment back to them. Okay. And I am still having a lot of success with just going through and adding friends to my friends list. Clearly, I had not added all the people in the world that I know, or that I kind of sort of know, or that sort of kind of know me. So I'm just still reaching out and doing friend requests. But please know that when it comes to adding to your network, here's why it's so important. I honestly think number 2 on this list, I used to say the 5 reach outs, but number 2 is the absolute most important thing on your list every day. Because if you're not adding new people to your network, you're not putting new eyeballs on your social media or your life, then you're going to run out. You will legitimately run out of people to talk to. You just will. And the people who you've been talking to will be bored. You'll be your broken record. And, then you'll just be sitting there and you'll wonder why. Like, why am I not selling anything? Why is no one talking to me? Because you talk to the same 5 people until you're blue in the face and they're tired of you. You have got to constantly add on. So you can have success with joining different groups. I know Lindsay is part of a Weight Watchers group. She does great with it. Sonia is in some Harley groups. Sandra, I feel like you're in a group and I'm blanking on what it is. But if you're in these groups on Facebook with things that you love or hobbies or whatever, actually is Lacey on here? I don't see her face. So Lacey, Vamos on our team, she was in I'm going to screw it up, but like, let's pretend that Ryan Holmes is who built her house. She was in a Ryan Holmes group and people were like sharing pictures of their bathroom or their floor plans. And then she would comment or she would share pictures of how she decorated something. She's made a ton of friends from that group and connections on Facebook that way. So please remember, when you're looking for new people, you are not just looking for thrivers. Everyone has the potential to be a thriver. You're looking for warm bodies that have similar interests that you can have conversations with. So do you have to be the best of friends to be friends on Facebook? No. Surely you've all figured that out by now. But you have to take the initiative of either commenting on something, asking a question, so that when someone answers your question back, that you have a reason to reach out to them. You have to put forth the effort so that then you have the non-awkward of friending someone. The other thing you can do, you guys, if you are super consistent with your reels and your Facebook lives and things like that, people will just start following you. And again, don't just make your reels about Thrive, because that's like, do you know, back in the day, like when we all watched TVs before you could stream past stuff, like you used to have to sit through the commercials. Like people are just going to go right past your commercial. Like I do it. Like I'll find a plant lady and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I love all of her stuff. And I'll start watching it. And like every fourth or fifth, she might have something about these oils that she loves, right? Plant ladies, they love their oils. It's fine. I'll watch some of them. But here's the thing that happened. I followed her because of her plants, but I now know she sells oils. I may not be in the market, but now I know who I can get them from, right? So you talk about what is important to you in your reels and your Facebook, and people will come to you naturally from that. And then as you sprinkle in your Thrive, then they're going to know who to get it from. They're going to start thinking like, oh, that must be how she does all the stuff that she talks about in her reels or on her stories. But it's just a natural progression versus pushing it down people's throats. So when you're thinking about your social media for this week, what are you going to talk about? What are your topics? What are your fives? We went through this last week. I asked questions and people had to pull out their answers, and basically their answers to those questions were their fives. My fives are dog mom, wife, small business owner, gardener, travel obsessed. I'm having a ton of fun right now doing plant or garden type reels or pictures or stories, because it's what's happening in Ohio. We're getting green again, thank God. I just got back from a trip, so that was super easy to do travel stuff. The dog mom, they're always here. There's always a source of entertainment that way. Wife, he's always here. There's always a source of entertainment that way. And then small business, I'm always working. So that's what makes it easy, is if you, instead of trying to be Maria or be Courtney Glazer or be whoever, be yourself. Take all that freaking pressure off of yourself and just be you. And what you talk about, and talk about what you know, and talk about what you love, and talk about what's happening in your life. That's going to bring the right people to you. That's what is it, like your energy bus, right? The energy bus, like drive your bus. Don't try to drive somebody else's. Drive your own damn bus, and the right people will come to you. And then connecting with a leader. So we actually did a challenge in boot camp where we have been pushing people that are in boot camp to connect with a leader that they normally would not connect with. We are all guilty of having our upline or that one downline or sideline that we work so well with, that's who we just always go to. And obviously when it comes to chats, that's probably where you're going to go on this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But I want to challenge you. Who this week can you talk to that's not someone you normally talk to? It could be an upline, a downline, a sideline. It could be a side sister, like they may not even be in your line. Maybe you met them on a trip. Maybe you met them at Thrive Palooza. Maybe you've seen a Zoom that they've done and you thought they were amazing. Who can you connect with this week that would breed new life to your business? So we've gone back today and we've said to everyone, so, what did you learn? People have learned everything from like something technical on how to, like on making a reel, like some tip or trick. And then something as, big-minded as having like every person on your team, their name on their wall, on your physical wall, and tracking their name every night, like tracking their progress every night, like really having a big picture of your team moving forward. So you just never know what you're going to get. But if you keep going to the same bucket, you're going to get the same shit, right? Like you guys come to my bucket every Sunday. Have I really taught you much new? I preach the same thing. Yes, as I learn things, I will share it with you. But you got to start reaching in other people's buckets and like figure out what you can learn to grow your business. And then for those of you, I'm going to put this out here. For those of you that have team pages, So if you're probably a 12K or up, be in your team pages. Like that shouldn't even be, that just, when I started, the goal was, oh my gosh, if I could build a team big enough that I needed a team page, holy crap, that would be exciting. And now I see people who are like, yeah, I have a team page, but I don't really use it. Like, what? Those people signed up under you. That leg, like you gave birth to that. Don't just leave it. You got to be in there. It doesn't have to be jazzy. You don't have to be making $1 million. You just have to be in there and talking to the people who signed up under you. Like that's your people. Don't leave them hanging. So whether you do a live with your team once a week, whether you ask someone else, maybe that leader that you reach out to this week, maybe you ask them, hey, I have a team page. I would be honored if you would come in and do a 10-minute live for my team. Like share your knowledge. Tell them how you do samples. Tell them how you do customer service, like whatever it is that you want them to share. Like reach out to other people. Let them pour into your team if you don't feel like you can pour into your team all the time. But don't leave your team hanging. Okay, so looking forward to this week. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to write down on your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 what your theme is going to be for each day as far as your social media goes. So maybe on Monday, you're going to do something like on mine will be dog related. I'll say dog mom on Monday. I'll say small business on Tuesday. I'll talk about gardening on Wednesday. And does it get repetitive? Yeah, but that's what people come to your page for. If I all of a sudden got on my page and started talking about, I don't know, boats, that might confuse people. But if I got on my page and started talking about my new plant, they're like, yep, that's Tammy again. That's why I love coming to her pages. I've learned so much about plants from her. Or maybe I don't even teach people, but I don't think I teach people, but people ask me all the time about plants. They'll come to me now because they know I have plants. So how many people can you go to ask a question? And then once they answer you, like I have guided several people through gardening. So they know, like, and trust me now. So if they start feeling not great, they'll be like, you know what? She helped me with my garden. I bet she can help me with this because she talks about this all the time. I just, it's so simple. It's just so simple that we overcomplicate it. But I want you to have it on your sheet before we get off of here. What are you talking about? Monday to what is your theme? And it doesn't mean that all your posts have to be that. Yeah, Sandra, you should help people make biscuits, including yourself. No, you could do like a whole biscuit making thing. Like, I don't know, every Tuesday, make a new biscuit and see how it turns out or something. I don't know. It would be so funny. So on Monday where I said Dog Mom Monday, not every post has to be about dog mom, but now I know, right? So now I can get on Google or on Pinterest and type in dog mom meme, dog mom tips, dog mom hack, and I can find stuff that I can now share or I can make a post out of. Maybe I find a funny dog mom meme and it's just, one of those things where it's like, oh, it's raining inside. I think I'll pee on the floor and whatever. So I can now just take a picture of my dog on a rainy day. Let's pretend Monday, I think it's supposed to rain. Let's take a picture and I could put that could be my quote and be like, who else has this problem? And who's going to answer me? Dog moms, people that have dogs that want to pee in the house when it rains. They're going to understand. They're going to answer me. Tuesday, Small Business Tuesday. Maybe I talk about whatever the heck's going on in small business land. Who's going to answer me? Who's going to be attracted to that? Other small business owners. And again, I can find quotes. I can do all those things. Like you don't have to work hard in this business, but you do have to work and you need to be smart about it. So, all right. So it's 7:30. I won't keep you. Hopefully you have a great idea of what needs to be on your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet this week. Don't forget we have that auto ship coming up. Lindsay, did you raise your, oh no, you just had a pin. I thought you raised your hand. Okay. All right. I'll be looking forward to seeing all your guys' Facebook stuff this week. You're welcome, Glenn. If you guys are not doing Reels or TikToks yet, I think I said this last week on this one, but Modern Millie on YouTube, if I shared it with my team, I can't even remember if I shared it with you guys. Okay. That's a great place to go. If you don't know how to do them, go to Modern Millie on YouTube, watch her videos. She breaks it down. She makes it super easy. And if you're not doing Reels or TikToks, you're missing the boat. So keep up with the times. That's all I got to say. See you guys next Sunday. Bye.